Call to order the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, phone call, please.
Mrs. Denny. Mrs. Ellis.
Here.
Mr. Hefner.
Here.
Dr. Huber.
Here.
Mrs. Jones.
Here.
Mr. Mancinelli.
Here.
Mr. Seesack. Mr. Twizzler.
Here.
Mr. Armour.
Here.
Thank you.
2.01 is a motion to approve the minutes. Motion is to approve the minutes of the August 21st, 2024 special meeting and the regular meeting of August 28th, 2024. Do I have this motion?
So moved.
Questions or comments? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 2.02 is the invoice listing. Motion is to approve the invoice listing for August through September of 2024. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 2.03 is the treasurer's report. As of July 31st, 2024, Pendoco's balance was $37,210,671. During August of 2024, local state revenues totaled $39,566,296. Disbursements were issued in the amount of $5,023,221. As of August 31st, 2024, Pendoco's current balance is $71,753,746. Motion is to approve the treasurer's report as reported. Do I have this motion?
So moved.
Second. Questions or comments? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Number 3 is student representative's report to the board. Olivia?
Good evening. My name is Olivia Ellis, and I'm this year's Student Senate President and Senior Representative to the school board. It's been a while, but I'm glad to be back. All right, now let's get into it since we have some pretty exciting things coming up for our students. This year's homecoming game is on October 11th, with the dance being on the 12th. Many classes have already sent out their shirts for students to buy to wear to the parade, along with many meetings being held to get the float ideas together. Along with the parade preparations, the Student Senate is organizing the homecoming pep rally. During the school day on the 11th, the student body will gather to participate in games and activities and watch performances from Sun Valley's various dance teams. Tickets to the dance will go on sale next week, and I'm sure students are eager to attend. Next, our fall sports are halfway through their seasons. All of the hard work that started on August 12th is finally paying off. Various teams like volleyball, girls soccer, and tennis have or will be having, sometime this week, their senior nights. Senior night is an opportunity to honor each team's seniors and the hard work they have put in the last 4 years on the team. Many other teams like football, boys soccer, cheer, and field hockey will be holding their senior nights later in the season. Along with that, here are some recent highlights. Following volleyball senior night, Mr. Roscoe's received an email from the opposing team's coach explaining how the student section was very respectful and well-behaved. This reassures us that our student behavior at sporting events is top-notch. And finally, for field hockey, sophomore Mia Ellis received her 100th save during a game versus Upper Marion. Way to go, Mia. Finally, many of Sun Valley Honor Societies are accepting applications along with holding elections for cabinet positions. These various honor societies are crucial in Sun Valley by allowing a space for students who may be struggling to receive judgment-free tutoring. Along with that, many of these honor societies help tremendously with events going on in the community. For example, the National Honor Society is currently looking for volunteers to help at Brookhaven Community Day. Honor societies are a great way to build your involvement, and I'm very excited for all of them to be starting up shortly.
Good evening. My name is Madeline Majargo, and I'm Junior Vice President of the Student Senate and Junior Class President of the Class of 2026. Over the weekend, the Sun Valley Marching Band got the highest score of their division and in the whole comp. Come see their show this Friday pre-game called Immortal Heart. This year, Sun Valley High School has added something called homeroom reps, where 1 to 2 people per homeroom will be a representative for their homeroom and go to student senate meetings. This helps provide a student voice and a wider representation. October 7th, we will have our powder puff. We will try to provide food trucks, including Kona Ice and barbecue. October 9th is PSATs, which will be a half day. It is mandatory for 10th and 11th graders. 12th graders do not have to come in, and 9th graders only have to come in if they sign up for the test. The ASVABs are tomorrow for anyone who would like to go into the military, and the ACTs and SATs are coming up shortly. This year's Homecoming Spirit Week is Monday Night Football, teacher, student, swap. Wednesday is country versus country club. Thursday is dress like a movie or TV character, and Friday is wear homecoming short. The theater is putting on their cabaret of October 24th next month at 7. Tickets are $5 for free purchase at the door. This supports the Snow Valley Theater program. Thank you.
Well, welcome back, Olivia, and welcome, Madeline. I don't know if I have to do superintendent support anymore because you guys bring all the details. I'm thinking of the slides I have, and you mentioned it also. But I'm glad because we don't communicate prior to the meeting and coordinate, so what they say I can guarantee is absolutely accurate. It's been off to a great start. The homeroom, Olivia, so you've had the experience of not having it, now you do this year. Going well, meeting expectations.
I think it's going well. I'm one of them for my homeroom, and the representatives have to come to the student senate meetings and be a part of it. So now the meetings are really big, but I don't know how many classrooms we have, but we have like every part of the school, every grade,
Yep.
every group of people. So it's good to like hear from everyone across all different grades.
Yes, terrific. Yep. And I know your principals, assistant principals wanted to kick the student council up a notch, if you will, and they're already starting that, obviously, by expanding student voice. That's terrific. So welcome, Rose. Good luck with you.
Thank you, Darcy. There's no DCIU report tonight. Number 5, I'll give it back to Dr. Stockholm for the superintendent's report.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Arnold. Appreciate that. So as they do each month, just for the purpose of those that may be viewing the meeting, pleasure to point out some of the items that the school board was addressing last week. I appreciate the board members coming out a week prior to the voting meeting to really work through the agenda, to have the long discussions on the items that are on the agenda. Last week during our committee of the whole meeting, the school board received a presentation on proposed additional curriculum options being added to an AP literature course. We reviewed information on the upcoming AFR development and the district's financial condition, which continues to be healthy. We had an extensive discussion and a review of proposed updates to policies that are now listed as first reading tonight. Website conversion has gone very, very well as we've migrated over to final site. We like a clean, very polished and professional look. A lot of wonderful photos from our communications coordinator primarily have been loaded up there. We'll continue to do that. To me, pictures tell a story better than any of us can. Pictures don't lie. And when you see a lot of imagery about students being active, students engaged in our classrooms, students being happy, and smiles, they're not fabricated. There are the real things of what's happening in our classrooms this year. Once we're confident that we have fully migrated over to the new website, we will then take steps to activate a mobile app for easier access to key information. There's some backdoor work that has to be done so that we're ready for people to get the app from the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, and all that work is happening right now in coordination with Final Site. Really fantastic first day. I was proud of our staff, of the kids, the energy, the enthusiasm that we saw. We have 3,185 Pendelco students return to school this year. It's just interesting, the energy that we're seeing on the first day. I mean, I remember as a kid, it was like, oh, I gotta go back to school, summer's over. You know, now we have mascots greeting kids and all types of really joyful experiences to make the first day such a success and make kids feel good about the school year. And it's been a fantastic start to the school year so far. And that's what we heard and saw. It was quite echoed at many of our back-to-school nights. I was able to be at the back-to-school nights as well as Dr. Kameka. We were saying this year it was refreshing having parents go out of their way to compliment the district on the condition of the buildings, on the teachers. One of the things that I've noticed, a lot of districts are beginning to move away from formal back-to-school nights, and it's kind of more like a meet-the-teacher kind of barbecue kind of thing. But I really appreciate what our teachers are doing, which is giving up at night to actually be able to speak to parents, answer questions, talk about the plans that they have in place for their school year ahead. They just do a fantastic job, such a great professional group. The Leader in Me program, I just want to spotlight a couple pictures here. I stopped. It was kind of breathtaking image that I saw in the Parkside lobby. This is their Leader in Me tree. So you sit there and you see the handprints of all the students and staff up there and the 7 habits. And it addresses some of the commitments that they're making in the schools to meet some of their collective school-wide and individual goals. And it's not just something, let's just put up a little display and forget about it. It was really neat to see teachers doing activities in their classrooms. And as you walk by, like here is a display, Follow the Leader in Me. And I thought this was remarkable. We have 2nd graders here saying things like, I can get things done by beginning with the end in mind when I'm stuck, right? So we have a 2nd grader talking about planning by beginning with the end in mind as a way to get things done. I could think win-win when people are at recess. So we all remember recess, typical thing. I know Dr. Huber remembers the kids coming in. They were arguing over who gets to be the quarterback, who gets to be the person who's the goalie. And instead, kids are being taught, solve your own problems and disagreements by thinking win-win. Instead of how can one person get what they want and the other person loses, how can we instead set up a scenario in which we both win? So I just love the fact that here we have 7 and 8-year-olds learning about 7 habits of highly effective people. We had a wonderful turnout at Ashton Community Day today. My compliments to Mary Ann Bowen, who year in and year out coordinates a great event. I want to appreciate the marching band being in the parade, our staff and support staff that came out to represent the district as well. You may have noticed in many of our schools, if you went by, they're really gorgeous and the pretty little pinwheels. It used to be Aston Elementary was really the only school that was involved in Pinwheels for Peace, which recognizes the International Day of Peace. And this started back in 2005, where a couple of our teachers in Florida said, let's find a way to let kids express themselves in a touching way to remind all of us about our goal, which should be a peaceful world. And all of our elementary schools now were involved in that. You may have seen some of those pinwheel displays outside. I want to point out a post I saw online about our Northley cross-country team. We do have a middle school cross-country team, but what I thought was interesting is the service expectations we have from all of our teams. And here at the middle school, right before practice, let's stop, let's think about the less fortunate, let's write some encouraging notes, let's pack some items that we're going to donate to folks in the Kensington project, and then we'll get out to practice. And they really balanced that quite well, and Mr. Siegel does a wonderful job in that capacity. I want to congratulate the AP scholars from Sun Valley High School. If you're an AP scholar, it means you scored a 3 or more on 3 or more tests for AP. Very impressive that we had 52 students from Sun Valley, either the seniors who just graduated or our juniors who are now seniors who earned AP Scholar Award at Sun Valley. I received notification on Friday, it was a wonderful email to get, from the Director of Special Olympics PA, indicated that Sun Valley has been recertified as a unified champion school. There are 10 standards of excellence to receive this award, and Sun Valley met all 10 of the standards. So you may recall when we received the banner a few years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, I believe, and they came out to the school to present that. They got recertification, and they haven't missed a beat. In fact, they've met all 10 standards. As Carl mentioned, Sun Valley Marching Band earned the top score last week. They are off to a fantastic start. Next up, Boyerstown High School on Saturday. In the past, I've been asked to just kind of talk about how fall sports have started. They've gotten off to a great start. And I always go to our athletic director for information to make sure I'm presenting the accurate information. So Northley Middle School, I was able to see the part of the football game today. Fall season has begun at Northley. I often in Dr. Chris Cola's office looking out his window, seeing all the students at the end of the day when the practices end, and I said, this is just wonderful to see this many kids involved in the after-school activities. We have 3 golfers who have qualified for the Chestnut at Wyncote. Congratulations to golfers Brandon Clark, Luke Matthews, and Brian Messer. Girls field hockey, the program really continues to impress us with its growth. Mr. Rafferty says it's the first time in a long time with the JV team. And as Olivia mentioned, congratulations to Mia Ellis, who has eclipsed 100 saves on the year. Winter sports will begin November 15th. Powder Puff game has been moved up a couple months. Why? Well, because they thought that would be a great way to kick off Spirit Week and Homecoming Week, which makes a lot of sense. I know the folks who have been involved in that in late November probably will appreciate the weather difference as well. We do have homecoming coming up. That information will be presented all over our webpage and social media, because we will again have a parade, homecoming court, football game at 7, and then the homecoming dance the following night. Not to forget about the arts, we also have the cabaret coming back again this year, October 24th. Recommend this very highly. Recommend anyone who wants to come out and see a fantastic theater performance from the Sun Valley Theater Club. Sun Valley High School will be hosting songs from stage and screen. You have to purchase tickets online or at the door. We will also be taking some steps to facilitate wellness activities, not only wellness for our staff. We have a wellness day on November 4th, but we will partner with Health Hero again to bring school flu vaccine clinics into Pendelco. This information will be shared, but we're looking at a target date of October 29th. Really full month coming up. Obviously, Power Puff, high school guidance will be hosting a FAFSA night to help parents understand the process for applying for college aid. We have 2 new days for in-services this year, a half day on October 9th, a full day on October 18th. We mentioned the craft fair on October 19th. That is a huge fundraiser. Gets a lot of regional traction. That goes towards the Sun Valley PTL. And then the Haunted Hallway, the elementary theme events at the elementary schools at the end of the year will be very active. And to wrap things up, we have a number of in-service days because we like to front load these in our calendar. So we provide training to our teachers sooner rather than later. We have a half-day teacher in-service coming up, one on the 9th, full day on the 18th, and on the 4th and 5th. Schools will be closed on Election Day and will be able to serve certainly as a host site for elections that day. And then again, on Monday, the 25th and the 26th, half days related to conference. Tonight's agenda is generally very routine. We have all the information that we had discussed last week in our study sessions. I will note that there was a large amount of first reading policies. I appreciate the school board taking the time to really pour through those, ask questions, be aware of those items. What we are attempting to do here is to go through our entire policy manual and make sure that our policies are not out of date. I appreciate the assistance from our solicitor's office as well. That concludes my discussion for tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Stein. Announcements for the public tonight. Board met in executive session to discuss personnel and litigation. Any comments by members of the board? Items for board information, we have our school board policies for the first read. Number 9, any comments by members of the public? Seeing none. Items for board action starts on page 2, carries through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and concludes at the top of, at the bottom of page 10. References the Pendelco budget 2023 through 2024, Pendelco's budget for 2024-2025, the Act 93 plans, PDEA agreement, the PDESPA agreement, the PDSSPA agreement, the PA School Code Section 110EP. It is administrative recommendation to approve all items as presented. Do I have this motion?
So moved.
Second. Questions or comments? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. We will consider consent agenda for 10.05 through 10.15. Does anyone wish to pull anything to vote on separately? With that, I need a motion for 10.03 through 10.15. Please note, all bids are subject to solicitor fee.
So moved.
Questions or comments? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Comments by the members of the public? Please note, board members?
I just have a quick comment. So, over the last few weeks, if you haven't had a chance to attend them, I attended the back to school night at Aston and at Northley. And both were amazing, and as Dr. Steinhoff said, the excitement and enthusiasm that kids had for the first couple days of school, I think that's in part to what's happening in those schools and in the classrooms. At Northley, I had the most non-traditional back to school night I've ever experienced. I learned how to play the guitar in music class. They did a science experiment where I had to learn how my popcorn pops. And it was like, if this is what the kids are getting when they're coming to school, that's why they're so excited to come every day. So just to share that if you have a chance to attend these things.
I'd also like to call out on tonight's agenda, we approved the hiring of a second athletic trainer, which is a well-deserved and needed position throughout the district. It will help get our kids covered a little bit better. Appreciate the administration taking a board suggestion to maybe look into that and realize the need. Not much more of a cost involved than what we were previously paying, and we'll get a lot more coverage. So appreciate the support there from the administration.
Yeah, we think we're pretty fortunate. We have two of our own trainers now, and the second trainer coming on, I know will be a great addition as well. But when you go out on our field sometimes in the afternoons and you see 5 to 6 activities all going on, it's not a surprise that need has grown. And it's just another piece of our commitment to well-being and safety of our students. And you are correct, cost-wise, it made the most sense for us to move forward and have our own trainers where we work with PennDOT. I think it's in the we have for everything.
Thank you, Dr. Stone. Anybody else? All right. Next meetings, we will take the show on the road here for October. October 16th will be at Parkside Elementary, 7:30. Get to see that school over there for those